Hi, Keem families. It's Mrs. Egley, your school counselor, and I wanted to share a couple stories from Little Legends, Exceptional Men, and Black History with you today. The first person I would like to share with you is about Garrett Morgan. He was born in 1877 and lived till 1963. He was an inventor, and I want to share a little bit about Garrett with you. Garrett was always interested in how things worked. He had no schooling past grade school, but he didn't let that hold him back. By the age of 14, he had worked as a handyman, and by 18, he had taught himself enough to get jobs at sewing machine companies around Cleveland. In 1901, Garrett sold his first invention, a part for a sewing machine. And a few years later, he was able to open up his own shop. He soon became a successful businessman and inventor. In 1914, Garrett filed a patent for his next invention. After witnessing a fire, he noticed that the firefighters combated the blazes with no protection over their eyes or face. He thought that a mask could shield the men and keep them from inhaling smoke. He devised a safety hood that covered the face, using a hose to assess fresh air from below. Many people were reluctant to buy inventions made by a black man, so he often hired white actors to conduct demonstrations so customers would give his creations a chance. Eventually, his business grew, and fire departments in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York were using his hood. Garrett wasn't just an inventor and businessman, though. He was also a hero. After a tunnel explosion in 1916, Garrett used his safety hood, rushed in to pull out workers. He saved 2 lives. In 1923, he filed a patent for his next invention. At the time, automobiles were on the rise and were sharing the road with horse-drawn carriages, bicycles, and pedestrians. Traffic signals went from stop to go with no notice, and it was dangerous. After Garrett witnessed a terrible crash, he had an idea for a warning signal. This was a precursor to the red, yellow, and green signals used today. Garrett paid attention to the world around him and looked for opportunities everywhere. He proved that inventing wasn't just about coming up with new ideas, but could also be about improving upon existing ideas, helping people, and making the world a safer place. So cool. All right, the other person I want to share with you about is Bill Russell. He is a basketball player and coach. So let's read about Bill. As a kid, Bill was introverted and awkward. After the untimely death of his mother, Bill and his father and brother had to be a team and stick together. During high school, Bill grew to be 6'5" and was recruited onto the basketball court. He wasn't the best player, but he was smart and he paid attention. Watching closely, he mirrored his opponents, blocking shots, which at the time was considered a bad play, but it led to wins and later redefined how defense was played. Although he was still improving his skills, Bill also worked hard to be the best teammate he could be, listening to his fellow players and adapting his game to support them. As he got better, Bill earned championships in high school and college, and he won a gold medal in the Olympics. Cool. In 1956, he joined the Boston Celtics, and in his 13 years there, the team won 11 championships. Whoa. In 1966, he became the Celtics player-coach, coaching while still playing. He was the first black coach in the National Basketball Association, or the NBA. Bill believed that athletes should be idolized not for their abilities on the court, but for how they live their lives. He always stood up for what he thought was right. Bill ran an integrated youth basketball camp in Mississippi. Many Bostonians didn't like that Bill was so outspoken and politically active. Some people even broke into his house, spray painted his walls, and smashed his trophies. When he retired in 1969, Bill vowed never to return to Boston. In 2009, the NBA named the Finals Most Valuable Player award after Bill, and he was further honored 2 years later when he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama. As time went on, the city of Boston changed, and the people realized Bill's importance as a player, coach, and leader. In 2013, a statue of him was unveiled there. During his career, Bill always worked hard. He never compromised his principles. He only waited for the world to catch up.